Hello everyone, this is a special video as today we have reached 10,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone for watching our channel and also subscribing to our channel. So just a way to say thank you to you all, I will be answering some of the most commonly asked questions in the comments. So we will be making 2 videos where I will be answering your questions. So make sure that you leave your questions in the comments because I do plan to do the Q&A videos a lot more than before. So the first question I have is, hello ma'am, I got positive skills assessment from Trades Recognition Australia in mechanical engineering technician. I also lodged my 491 expression of interest with 70 points. So my question is, how many chances are there to get the invitation? Please reply. So Prince, you've got the positive skills assessment as a mechanical engineering technician. Your occupation is open in South Australia. However, they do require superior English and a minimum of 85 points, and they will be inviting for the 491 visa only. So with 85 points, which means you need 70 points of your own. So you haven't mentioned if you have 70 points of your own for the 491 because that's what you will need, and you will also need superior English, and on top of that you also need a minimum of 8 years of work experience in your nominated occupation. So if you meet these requirements, you can apply for the expression of interest with South Australia as they are nominating applicants from offshore. So next one I have is from Naveen. Can you please make the video about chef's skills assessment? So Naveen, we do have a couple of videos regarding the chef's skills assessment. So one is for the international students who study here and they get the skills assessment through the Job Ready program. And we also have another video for the applicants who are overseas and they want to get their skills assessment based on their overseas experience, which is the offshore skills assessment program through Trades Recognition of Australia. So I will put the link to both of these videos in the description below. So the next one I've got is from Wesley. What about Perth and Gold Coast City to study IT? So Wesley, Perth and Gold Coast, they are both regional areas. So if you do plan to study IT in these regions, it's fine. So you may have some options once you have completed your IT degree in these regions, and on top of that you will also get extra 5 points for regional study, and you will also get a longer temporary graduate visa if you study in these regions. So the next one I have is from Amit. If I get 491 granted and I need to work in the same ANSCO code on the basis of which I have been granted this visa, or there is just income requirement of 53,900 for 3 years? So if you get the 491 visa granted, there is no condition that you have to work in your nominated occupation. So you can work in any occupation. You have to live, study, work in the designated regional area, and you will have to meet the income requirement of 53,900 per year for 3 years to be then eligible for the 191 visa. So next one I have got is from Asad. He's asking, do we need to work in our education field and work in regional area only during the first 2 years of temporary graduate visa to get another available for 1 or 2 years of regional temporary graduate visa wherever the regional is offering extra temporary graduate visa? So I think I got what you mean. So let's say you have studied in a regional area and based on that you have received the temporary graduate visa, and then you continued living in the regional area on your temporary graduate visa as well, and you studied, lived, worked in the designated regional area on your temporary graduate visa. In that case, you will be eligible for another 1 or 2 years of temporary graduate visa depending on your postcode. However, we will be making a detailed video regarding the temporary graduate visa extensions available to students who have studied, lived and worked in regional areas. This video will be coming up soon. So the next one I have is, please make a video for journalism mass communication students going to Australia for masters and permanent residency. I'm not finding anything on internet. I will be very grateful if you please make one video on this topic. So you haven't put your name there, but with this course, the occupation outcome, let's say journalist, is on the short-term skilled occupation list. So what it means is that you will have the options for 190 and 491 visa. However, for this occupation, you will require 1 year of work experience to be able to get a positive skills assessment from VET Assess. So once you've completed the studies and you're able to get some work experience, for a minimum of 20 hours a week for the period of 12 months. You will be able to get the skills assessment, and then from that you will have some options of applying for the 190 or 491 visa. And if you will have higher work experience, you can also look at the employer sponsored visas. Karan is asking, I have done BBA from India and I want to have a consultation with you on further studies in Australia. I tried to book consultation through the website, but I think it is not available for offshore students. I request you to please book a consultation session with me once. So Karan, we have listened to our subscribers and viewers, and we have added another consultation category on our website. So it is for applicants who are considering to study in Australia in 2022 and need help choosing the right course. So I will put the link in the description and you can book a consultation with me. Alex is asking, is 485 temporary graduate visa is for 3 years for bachelor's graduates also? No. So for bachelor's, it's still 2 years. So the first temporary graduate visa is still 2 years unless you continue to live in the regional area and have studied in the regional area. Then you can apply for another temporary graduate visa. But the first temporary graduate visa is only for 2 years. So the change was only for the master's graduate. So if you've studied a master's by coursework in Australia, instead of 2 years, you will now be offered a 3 years temporary graduate visa. So Raja is asking, I submitted my EOI in September, but I have not got the invitation. My score is 80 for 491. Occupation is metal machinist. What do I do now? So Raja, your occupation is open in South Australia for offshore applicants, and they only require 65 points, including the state points. So which means you only need 50 points of your own. So looks like you meet the points requirement, and also the English requirement is only competent. So looks like you meet that as well. But for the work experience, you must have at least 5 years of work experience in your nominated or closely related occupation in the last 8 years. And applicants with superior English and at least 90 points and at least 8 years of work experience will be prioritized. So I would say leave your expression of interest in there, and there is a possibility that you may get invited for a 491. However, they will first prioritize applicants who are having higher points and who have superior English and 8 years of work experience. So another one I have got from Guzman is, hi Suman, when should invited 491 applicants do the health examination? Is there a link for the My Health declaration in the email account? Okay, so for the health examination, you will have to wait until you have lodged the visa, and only after that the HAP ID will be generated. So you cannot generate the HAP ID before you lodge the application anymore. So you will have to wait for the visa lodgement to get the HAP ID, and then you can book your health examinations. So Sohil is asking, hi Suman, if initial entry date for 485 dependents already expired but visa still not expired, can people still enter Australia? Yes, that should be fine. So we had similar cases some time ago, and we emailed the department, and I'll tell you what response we have received. So department has replied to our email saying that the temporary graduate subclass 485 visa contains a first entry date, also known as the initial entry date, IED. Visa holders are still able to utilize this visa to enter and remain in Australia up until the date indicated on the visa grant letter under length of stay. As a result of COVID-19 impacting travel globally, we are facilitating entry to all eligible visa holders who were unable to arrive by their initial entry date. If the initial entry date has passed, the visa holder is still able to utilize the visa to enter Australia, provided they arrive before the must not arrive after date. If the must not arrive after date has passed, the visa holder will need to obtain another visa in order to be able to travel to Australia. So I hope this answers your question. So Minakshi is asking, what about subclass 600 visa, which is a tourist visa? I'm waiting for travel exemption. I want to know whether they will allow us to enter Australia now. So you will have to apply for the travel exemption, but for the tourist visa, it's usually the immediate family members that can enter Australia. So it could be the spouse, children, and the parents of the Australian citizens or permanent residents. There are also some other countries who are allowed to enter. There are also citizens of some other countries who are allowed to enter Australia, like Singapore, Japan, and Korea. So apart from that, anybody who wants to enter Australia will need to apply for the travel exemption. So this is the last question for this video, but I will be making another video and I will be answering some more of your questions. So Donnie is asking, hi Suman, my wife is graduated as master's degree in MBA in 2018 and working permanently, but she's having difficulties for positive assessment and she's trying to apply permanent residency. What do you think she will have to do? So Donnie, it's usually a tricky situation when you have done a bachelor's or a master's in business because there is no straightforward occupation outcome. So what we will have to do is we will have to look at the tasks and duties of your wife's job and see if there is any occupation that is matching to her profile, and then we can try and get a skills assessment in that occupation. So for that we will have to go through her resume and look at what exactly she's doing. So what you can do is you may want to book a consultation with me and we can look at some options for your wife. So we are going to do a part 2 of this video as well. So like I said, this is just to say thank you to all of you who have been watching our channel and who have subscribed to our channel. So keep leaving your questions in the comments because we do plan to do more of Q&A videos. Stay updated about Australia's immigration. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel.